Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this morning, well, kind of late this morning for a album review, and this is for the start of the Foo Fighters marathon album reviews that I said I was going to do, and it's for their self-titled album that I'm going to be reviewing today. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this album and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this review. Now I gotta say, this album was good. There's some songs I'm not sure about liking. Like This Is a Call is pretty solid for a track. It's not a terrible one. I gave it like a 4.5 out of 5. I don't know. There's something about it that definitely threw me off a little. Then you have I'll Stick Around, which is actually pretty good. I gave that a excellent rating of a 5 out of 5. Big Me, I think I've heard that song somewhere before, in a movie or whatever. But yeah, the song, not as great, but it's still solid for what it is. But it is pretty short for the runtime, so you're not in for a long song for Big Me. Dave Grohl's vocals and this whole album is actually pretty good. I know this is the start of their career. This first album was the starting point to their discography. So it may not be the best, but it still did a good effort. They still put in a lot of work to make it as good as possible. Alone and Easy Target was, it's an alright song. Not my personal favorite, but it's alright. And Good Grief, I kind of feel the same, but I think it's a tad better than Alone and Easy Target. Floaty was a really good song, and Weenie Beanie, which is a silly title. Not too bad. The final track, Exhausted, was like pretty mellow, and it had some hard jams too, meaning it had some good drum work in it, but Dave Grohl's vocal performance in it, not the best, but still did alright. Watershed, or Watershed, if I'm saying it right. I probably said it wrong, so I apologize for that. Pretty awesome song. I really like it. Ecstatic was... there's some points in the song that I like, and some points in the song or certain areas that I'm not sure about liking. Like, the way Dave Grohl's singing the song, it sounds pretty mellow, but it's alright for what it is. For All the Cows, that had some cringy lyrics in it. Not terrible lyrics, but when he was singing For All the Cows, I'm like, okay, this is kind of odd of a song. And Oh George was really awesome. I really liked that one. But production wise for this album, it didn't disappoint too much. Few songs that I don't know if I'll come back to, but for what it is, it's not that terrible. Sorry, that's the trash people driving by or whatever in my neighborhood. Yeah, I think Dave Grohl's vocals in this album was pretty outstanding. Not the best, but still did a good effort. The guitars in it are great. The drum work is pretty good from time to time. But still, it didn't disappoint me. Weenie Beanie was... which is a silly title, of course, for a track. But it didn't disappoint. It was pretty good. I think it was not very long, if I remember correctly. But still, they did a good effort on this album, their debut studio album. And I wasn't a tad disappointed with this one. So overall, I think Foo Fighters' self-titled album was good in its own way. It has a few iffy songs that I don't know if I'd come back to, but it's a good listen, that's for sure. It's not gonna disappoint you. But in my opinion, I think this is a good album. Not their best, but maybe their other albums will impress me. I know it's pretty late for me to do these marathon album reviews because Medicine at Midnight's coming out in 2 days, of course, and on February 5th, of course. And I was planning on either choosing Nirvana or Foo Fighters for marathon album reviews I'd do. But Nirvana didn't make a lot of albums because of Kurt Cobain passing away, or something happened. I don't know what happened with Kurt Cobain. It wasn't, well, I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm pausing and stopping on what I'm trying to say. But for a score, I think I'm going to give Foo Fighters' self-titled album an 8 out of 10. Good album. Not something I listen to off and on, but still, it did good. And sorry that I mentioned Kurt Cobain in this. I know it probably wasn't suicide or whatever, but who knows what happened. Which I really like Kurt Cobain singing in his band Nirvana, which was pretty good until his death, of course, which was really sad, because he was a talented singer. It was back in the 90s, of course, that Nirvana was getting popular. But yeah, this album didn't disappoint for Foo Fighters. So it's a good listen. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Foo Fighters debut studio album, their self-titled album, if you've heard it. And if you liked this album review, hopefully you did. Sorry that I mentioned a few things and went off topic a little bit. Because I tend to do that with my videos, so I apologize for that. I know you're mostly wanting to just watch a review and all that, but sometimes I like to make a little bit of small talk from time to time, or talk a little more. But if you like this album review that I made for you guys today, hopefully you did, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I was trying to fix the alignment for this, or the angle for this video, which I could set it down, but I don't have my spiral notebook on me right now to set it down at, but I'm holding it with my hand, the phone, of course. But I will be returning to you for the next Foo Fighters album review, which will probably be Saturday. So you may have to wait a few days, because I'm going to be reviewing Medicine at Midnight tomorrow, or Friday at least, and do some reviews, and I'll try to get to the next Foo Fighters Marathon studio album review, which will be for their second studio album, The Color and the Shape, that I'll be reviewing. Sorry, I was just looking at it through my spiral notebook, and reading off the songs that I was reviewing, of course. But I hope you did enjoy this review. I'm sorry that it's a little lengthy. I wasn't trying to make it lengthy, but hey, I hope you did enjoy it. Did the best I could to make it as good as possible. Definitely stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in my next video.